Today, we are going to create a program to check whether a number is palindrome or not. User will enter a number and we will check whether it is a palindrome or not. So first of all, we need to understand what is an palindrome number. A palindrome number is such a number, if you write it backward, you would get the same number. For example, 1991 or 2002. So these are the palindrome number. We have to check this condition in the program. So before writing the program, let's learn about the algorithm. Suppose I have a number 1, 2, 3. Now I want to check the palindrome. So its reverse will be 3, 2, 1. Now I have to compare if 1, 2, 3 is equals to 3, 2, 1 or not. This will give me if they are same or not. But the major task here is to reverse the number. So now let's learn the logic to reverse a number. I have a number 1, 2, 3 and I want to reverse it. So first of all, I have to take the last digit, which is 3. So I have to store it in a variable. Then I have to take the second last digit and I have to put it into the same variable. And at last, I have to take the first digit, which is 1, and have to put it into the variable. So through this way, I will get 3 to 1 from 1 to 3 in the new variable. But we have to learn how do we get last digit or second last digit one by one. So algorithm says if you have a number like 1, 2, 3 and want to take the last digit, then divide the number by 10 and whatever be the remainder will be the last digit. So if you divide 1, 2, 3 by 10, you will get 3 as the remainder, which is the last digit of our number. And here in C language, we have modulus operator to get the remainder directly. So if we have like int num, which is equals to 1, 2, 3, then if we write num percentage 10, then this will give me 3, which is the last digit, and I will store this remainder into a variable. Now to do the same process to get second last digit, I need to have 12 instead of 1, 2, 3. The last digit is now eliminated. So what I will do, I will divide the number by 10. I am talking about elimination. To get 1, 2 from 1 to 3, like how to reduce 1 to 3 into 12. That means how to eliminate the last digit. So that's quite simple. Just divide 1, 2, 3 by 10. You will get 12. So you can simply write for this, you can write num divided by 10. I will get 12 as the quotient. Now I have 12. Then I will again use modulus operator to get 2 as the remainder. When divided by 10, this 2 will again stored into a variable. Now I have 12 in the main number. So I will again divide it by 10 to get quotient. When 12 is divided by 10, quotient comes out to be 1, which is the first digit. Now I have to do the same process again. So this will have to keep on doing till we get 0 in the quotient. You will understand it more clearly when I write program for you. So write the required header files. Just delete all this part. And just write the required header files. Hash include stdio.h, conio.h, void main. Let's see what are the variables do we need to write the program. First of all, I need a number variable to store the number given by the user. So I'll write int num. Then I will need a variable to store the reverse number. So I'll write reverse is equals to 0. Let's initialize it with 0. You will get to know about it later why I initialized it with 0. I will also require a temporary variable because we need to apply the algorithm by dividing the number and all. So if you do that on the number variable directly, then you will not be able to compare it with the reverse number. So I will copy the number variable into the temporary variable and will do all my algorithms, all my steps on that temporary variable without touching the number variable which is given by the user. So I will write a temporary variable. Now one more variable is required because when we use the modulus operator, we will get the last digit of the number. So that digit must be stored in a variable to be used later on. So I will store that last digit in the variable r. So I'll write r here. Okay. Okay, now let's ask the user to enter one number. So I'll write printf enter one number /n. Okay, then scanf %t and then at the address of num variable. Okay, now I have the value stored into the number variable. Suppose user have entered 589. Let's write it below to understand clearly. So I'm writing 589 here and I'm supposing that user have entered this number just to get the flow. Okay, now I have to store a copy of this value into the temporary variable so that I can do all my steps, algorithms on that. So my temporary variable will get this number value. Okay. Now temporary variable has the value 589. Now the task is to separate out the digit from last one by one and to store into the reverse variable. Here I will use while loop and the while loop will be running till the value of temp variable is greater than 0. The logic behind this I will tell you later. So I will simply write here while the value of temp variable is greater than 0. Okay. So this is the condition to run the while loop. We have 789 in the temporary variable which is greater than 0. So the condition here is true. The flow would enter into the while loop. As I have said in the algorithm that we must have to take the last digit and to store it into the r variable. So I will write r is equals to temporary variable modulus 10. So this will give me the last digit of 589 and that will be stored into the r variable. So the last digit is given to the r variable which is 9 in my case and I have to store that value into the reverse variable. So for that I will write reverse variable is equals to reverse into 10. So just divide that number by 10, multiply that number by 10 and add the r into it. That's because suppose the first digit is 9, so my reverse is initialized with 0. So 9 will be given to the reverse. At the next time I want to write the number in the ones place and the remaining number would be on the tens place. That means in the next loop when I get 8, that 8 should be after 9 in the reverse variable. So first I will multiply 9 by 10 to make it 90 and then I will add 8 to it to make it 98. So this is the way to get things done. And I have written this here because if I have 3-digit number, then we'll write the first digit on hundreds place, then second digit on tens place and last digit on ones place. So each time there will be a difference of 10. So I have multiplied the number by 10 and then added r into it. I have 0 in the reverse variable and 9 in the r variable in the first iteration. So by writing the statement, reverse variable will have 9 into it. Okay, now I have to remove the last digit from the temporary variable. So I will write here temp is equals to temp divided by 10. Okay, now temp variable will have 58. Now we have to close the loop, and in the next iteration, let's see what will happen. Temporary variable has value 58, which is greater than 0. The flow will enter into the loop. Okay, then last digit will be stored into the R variable at this step. So R variable here will get 8 now. Now in the next step, we have 9 stored into the reverse variable from the last iteration. So here 9 multiplied by 10 will be 90, and then R will be added to it. So 98 will be stored into the reverse variable. Then at the next step, temp is divided by 10. So 58 is divided by 10. We get 5 in the temporary variable. Now in the next iteration, temp has value 5, which is greater than 0. Flow will enter into the loop. Okay, now in the first step, 5 modulus 10 will give me 5, which is stored into the R variable. Okay, now we have 98 stored into the reverse variable from the last iteration. So at this statement, 98 multiplies by 10 is 980, and then R is added to it, which will give me 985. So 985 will be stored into the reverse variable. Then temporary variable will be divided by 10. So when 5 is divided by 10, you will get 0 as the quotient. So temporary variable will get 0 here. Now in the next iteration, the condition of while becomes false and flow will not enter into the loop. And if you see the value of reverse variable, we have 985 from the last iteration, which is the reverse of 589. So we have successfully reversed the given number. Now we have to check whether the reversed number is equal to the given number. If they are equal, then it means that the number is palindrome. And if they are not equal, then it means the given number is not a palindrome number. So let's write the statements. So delete this. Okay. And after a while, you have to write if number is equals to reverse, then you have to printf that number is palindrome /n, and then you have to write else. If the number is not equal, then you can simply write printf then number is not palindrome, and after that just write get ch. So now we are done with the program. In this program we have reversed a given number, and also we have checked whether the number is palindrome or not. Okay, now let's test the program. So save it and run the program. Okay, there is a mistake here. I have used a semicolon instead of comma. Just delete this, save and run the program again. Okay, now let's enter one number. So let's enter 589. So you can see the number is not a palindrome number. Let's do it again. Let's run the program again. And let's enter a number one more time. For example, 2002. So you can see the number is palindrome. So this was the example of a palindrome program. That's all for now. Thank you.